else am I gonna lean on when times get rough? Who's gonna talk to me on the phone till the sun comes up? Who's gonna take your place?
Everybody's asking me, what's behind the Mimi thing with this Emancipation of Mimi album? And it's really not that deep. It's just a nickname.
Mimi is simply someone, she's saying to the audience, you know, this is a special person that I'm inside and I'm sharing it with you lyrically.
It's Mariah's opportunity to say that I'm free, that I am liberated in who I am.
Who is Mimi? She is honestly just a down-home, fish and grits eating type of sister.
It's something that is very special to me because the people who use the name for me are people who really love and care about me.
Big fans, right there, real fans.
Regis and Kelly was great because Mariah's never met Kelly Ripa.
She loves that audience and sort of the kind of intimacy that you can achieve and fun that you can have with that show.
She went from being on TV in front of millions of people, and then she had a doctor's appointment, which so happened to be across the street.
So you just finished with Regis. How'd that go?
It was good. I didn't have to sing, so we're good. But last night I was in the studio till like 4 in the morning, and then had to get up at 6. So
this has been an incredible week for you with the dropping of the album and all the interviewing. Okay, so we see that your vocal cords are just a little bit swollen, and I have to tell you, you're going to have to cut down a little bit on some of the promotional push that you're doing because you need that adequate rest in between performances and interviews. When a week like this comes along where you're singing outside for Good Morning America, and then you have signings and interviews and promotionals and parties and all these things. And
her voice is definitely something that needs to be nurtured and protected. So what Dr. Kessler says goes.
Got to keep your nose open so you can breathe through your nose, keep your tongue salivating and all juicy, keep everything moist and juicy inside. And then
it's gotta be juicy.
That's it. It's gotta be juicy.
He basically wanted to make sure that she got rest. She's had a rigorous schedule, and there have been pockets of days where she's been going, you know, virtually nonstop, and that puts a strain on your voice, whether you're singing or whether you're talking, and we don't ever want to cause her unnecessary strain on her voice.
Well, I started singing basically when I started talking. My mom was an opera singer. She still sings. She sings all different kinds of music. I kind of developed my taste in music as a real little kid, like from 4 years old on. So I started writing songs at about 13, and that's when I got my first backup singing job as well, doing this session for a friend of the family who had a record deal. I knew that struggling was part of what I had to do. And honestly, my whole life felt like a struggle because, you know, I had a lot of situations where I really relied on music. It was a saving grace for me. It was like, this is going to get me where I need to go. I learned what it was like to have one pair of shoes. I learned what it was like to waitress, even though that was a very short, very bleak period of my life. I ended up meeting Tommy Mottola because he noticed me out of the crowd. I was basically right out of high school kid standing there with a demo tape. When he finally found me, it was like, okay, you're going to be the next biggest thing. People always ask me, what are the highlights of my career? What do I think of as highlights? The most important thing to me is when I meet somebody who tells me that a song that I've written actually touches their life. And that's what music is. It's something that's universal. So, of course, like winning Artist of the Millennium, you know, that was humongous. Who ever thought that I would win that? Especially because my career happened so fast for me by making a record every single year. You know, it just didn't seem like reality. People always ask me to set the record straight about rumors and what's real and what's not real, and I feel like I spent a good 2 or 3 years doing that on TV, saying, well, the press exaggerated this. There was no nervous breakdown. I was exhausted, and honestly, I was emotionally depleted. I was at the end of my rope in a lot of ways. I did need to take a break. I've had good times, I've had difficult times, and whatever it is, God doesn't put anything in front of us that we can't handle. love a train. We love a train. But the problem is, it's always like everybody's stepping on, security's always stepping on it. They don't care. They don't think about it. He's going, he steps on it. They all step on it.
I am guilty of one of the people that is forever stepping on the back of her train. I'm sure I'm going to get a serious elbow for it one day.
They're all stepping on my train. It's complete abuse. If you look at this business, which is show business, which is people have to sell magazines, they have to sell TV shows, they have to get ratings, they have to sensationalize. It's not so interesting for them to be like, Mariah Carey woke up today and had a normal day, put on a pair of sweats, walked outside, walked her dog, ate lunch and went home. If I would make people wait an hour over a broken nail, I wouldn't be going out on TV with a broken nail right now. So this whole rumor makes no sense. Doesn't mean anything. Did anybody get me another manicurist? I know everybody's being bleak. We look at celebrities, we put them on a pedestal, and we love to tear them down. This is so not diva. I said, like, I'm sorry, I'm not giving you a finger, but my nail is broken down here, and I asked them, can you get me another manicurist? I'm assuming there's 10 people in the room that work for me that somebody's going to call a manicurist, but basically, you know, I don't, like, pin somebody down and whip them, and nobody calls a manicurist. Whatever, I'll go on TV with a messed up nail, I'm getting cheese fries, fine. It's much more interesting for them to make up stories about me demanding red carpets, breaking nails, having breakdowns.
Notice the muscle.
What do we call it,
Is that the fever? What is that? What is that?
Rarity.
The rarity.
Yes.
It's natural. That's what it is.
It's 20 squats and no burgers and cheese.
It's called genes.
It is
Good
too,
genes.
darling, because I don't do enough to deserve
it's
the rarity.
Genetics, honey.
That's a good leg.
That's
a good stick. I can't worry about people's rumors and little stories that they make up every other day about me. It's comedy to me at this point.
Hot tamale.
Now that line comes from Trey, because one time I walked out on stage and he said, yeah, hot tamale. No, but didn't I finish it with a tamale?
You didn't even know what a tamale was.
I did too. No. What are you saying about it?
What's your next, man?
Thanks.